Hey everybody, it's Quicken and welcome back to another episode of Vegan Cheesesteak Tour. Today we are in the Rittenhouse neighborhood of Philadelphia to try out Wiz Kid. So I hear that Wiz Kid is one of the most convincible vegan cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, and they actually were in the winnings of the vegan cheesesteak contest that happened last year. So they used to have a little booth inside of Whole Foods Market. Now they have a standalone store. So we're gonna go there, order some food, and then take it back to the park to see what it's all about. So can I order your cheesesteak, your like standard one? Sure. Anything else? That's it. Is that what people usually order? Yeah, it's like our signature sandwich. Yeah, I'll grab that. For you, yeah. Let's go. What's your name? Amanda. We weren't allowed to shoot inside because it is kind of a really intimate place in there. The seating is pretty close together and we didn't want to, you know, accidentally capture somebody just trying to eat their lunch. So we're going to head to Rittenhouse Park to eat this. It's a really nice park, lots of seating. It's kind of like a central hub in Philadelphia. So we have our sandwich and we're gonna head there. So this sandwich was around $11 and you can see it's kind of like half a foot long. What is this, a 6-inch? Yeah. For a small sandwich on the higher end, we'll see what it's all about. So here is our sandwich. She is a greasy girl, which is kind of a Philadelphia staple. So one thing in Philadelphia is Cheese Whiz.
Big cheesesteak fan?
Of course. I'm from Philadelphia area.
Me too.
Have to be.
With whiz?
Without.
Without?
Without.
And it's kind of something that you don't normally find on like vegan, vegetarian cheesesteaks because a lot of people use like diet cheese that like sprinkle cheese. So Follow Your Heart does have like a Cheese Whiz, but I believe this is made of like cashew whiz. I heard that. I don't know if that's absolutely positive. We didn't get a chance to really talk to a lot of people while we were in there. We talked to some of the employees, but like, you know. So we're gonna try this out. I've had this cheesesteak before, and although it is like super intense, the thing about this cheesesteak is it needs ketchup. So if you get sicked out by ketchup, if this is the grossest thing you've ever seen, trust me, there's just something about the ingredients and the way this is prepared where it's wet and greasy, but somehow still dry. It's so good, but it's like really oily and greasy. It's definitely like a great mock-up of like a traditional Philadelphia sloppy cheesesteak. So good. So it has onions and mushrooms in it. I got it standard. I think it's really good just how it is. Something about that ketchup though. Do you want to eat some? Do you want to get the meat eater approach? Sorry, I used both napkins. Here, this one's, no it's not. So, what do you think? Do you feel like, as a person who eats like meat cheesesteaks, do you feel like it's trying to be a cheesesteak, or do you feel like it does a good job?
Both. I think it's definitely trying to be a cheesesteak from the texture of it, and it does a pretty good job. I like it. I would eat it again.
Would you say it would be a substitute for someone who doesn't want to eat vegan food?
No.
Like, you know it's vegan.
Yeah. It's tasty though.
Yeah, it's definitely soaking wet. We're like using the bag as a napkin. Do you know what I mean about the ketchup though?
Yeah, I always put ketchup and mayo on.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is that a Philly thing?
I had one with mayo from Woodrow's on South Street, and I was like, oh shit, that's a game changer. So now I just always put mayo. I've always put ketchup, but now I do both.
So we just finished our Wiz Kid cheesesteak, and I have to say, it's a ton of food. Our original assessment that the sandwich was kind of small and only like a 6-inch sandwich. We split the sandwich and we're both pretty full. I don't know about you, but I like came here hungry, and even like the little scraps at the end, it was just done. So it's definitely a ton of food, but it's messy. Like, definitely come here with your homie and not as like a first date, unless it's like that. Because we definitely needed a lot of napkins. It's pretty greasy. It was like all over my face. It like took my lipstick off, but it was definitely really good food. You could get it to go and eat it by yourself and just really chow down on it. So it's definitely a lot of food, worth the price because we are full. They offer a variety of like sides and desserts, and they also have a kombucha and an IPA on tap, so you could really go there with some buds after work and chow down. But the sandwich is kind of all you need. I almost recommend sharing it with a friend and maybe sharing a side of fries with a friend. They have a cheese fry that is like liquid cheese, super awesome. So if you want to go to Wiz Kid, you can make a day of it. You can come over to Rittenhouse, sit down, play some Pokemon Go, and just chow down. If you're visiting Philly, I definitely recommend stopping to Wiz Kid and getting a very comparable to a meat sandwich experience cheesesteak. So while filming this series, Wiz Kid actually merged with the restaurant next door, which is called V Street. V Street is a very popular street food style vegan restaurant, which is kind of impossible to get reservations at. So the two stores actually merged to create more seating for V Street. So Wiz Kid is now only a lunch operating restaurant where you can get this cheesesteak from 11 to 3 o'clock. After 3 o'clock, you can go inside of V Street and order it as well for the same price, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up, as Wiz Kid used to be its own standalone store with late night hours, same ingredients, but more of a restricted schedule. Wish I could run past all those boys and give them high fives. Nice. So if you want to follow along for more cheesesteak videos, definitely check out the playlist here. And if you would like to subscribe, definitely hit the button down below.